Welcome to MapMyStudy. Welcome to EduClubTV. This is a big initiative of MapMyStudy.com, taking interviews on live and introducing really great people from the education sector and giving their insights to what's happening in the current scenario and how we're all dealing with it. My name is Pushpinder Bhatia. I'm a founder CEO of MapMyStudy, and I'm also a proud graduate of Sai Business School. And today, as part of our initiative, we have a very special guest, Ms. Sree Rekha Prasad, who's the principal of Siddhartha Central School in Kerala. I'd like to welcome her on now. So, Namaskar, how are you doing? Welcome to EduClubTV and MapMyStudy.
Thank you very much. I'm doing fine. I place on records first for inviting me for this exclusive interview on such a big platform on behalf of Siddhartha Central School. Thank you very much.
Most welcome. Can I request you to give a little brief about yourself and the school? Tell us a little bit more about your school.
Sure, that's my pleasure. I am Sree Rekha Prasad, principal of one of the well-known schools in Kollam district, Siddhartha Central School. It's in Parliament, a small village in Kerala. This school is known as Green Campus. It has got a Vanamitra Award, recipient, and we have about 13 miniature forests. We give importance for Miyawaki forestry. We have extended a new project called as Home Forest, and that is an exclusive project by our manager, Mr. Suresh, where we have planned for planting 10,000 trees per individual in all the schools. Every student will plant 10,000 trees in their lifetime. Wow. That is what our target is.
So, is it right to say that your students are more inclined towards the science stream?
Yes,
what about
exactly.
commerce and humanities? What kind of role is that plays in your
Commerce
school?
also is there. Commerce, computer also is there. But there's a more rush towards science stream. They prefer science stream. Humanities, we don't have. But I do prefer for humanities.
Okay. So it's more commerce and science. So, and is this a normal trend that you see in Kerala as a state, that students are more science driven?
Exactly. There's a slight change started.
Why is that?
That is mainly because of the parents' pressure, I hope. They have a feeling that science streams have more openings, but that is not the reality. We are trying to bring about changes among our students. That is not the reality. I strongly believe that it is not only the science stream which is having opening. Every stream has its own opening.
Do you see any change happening in mindset there, where people will move away from just the science stream, go to say commerce and humanities? As a state, I know in India we're all very differently placed. But where do you see that change happening, and when?
I think in northern side, humanities group is having importance. I was one brought up in northern India. I felt that humanities was having importance, and there was no such too much of pressure for science. But in Kerala especially, there's a pressure for science. People have a wrong concept, thinking that only science streams have opportunities. But at present, we are giving importance right from smaller ages. And when NEP came, at that time when we were discussing about it, we instilled into the minds of the parents as well as students not to pressurize for the science stream. Rather, they will do better according to their capabilities. So there is a slight change. There are few students who are telling that they would like to have humanities, and we are planning to have humanities.
That's
Commerce stream,
very nice.
Commerce stream, there is a slight increase coming up.
Oh, good. There's always this combination of technology and business now, which is playing a key role.
Yes.
So I think both are a good, strong streams to choose for students. So I have another question for you. So you're not in a big metro city. So what are your challenges, or what are your benefits and challenges do you see being in a smaller city or a mid-level city?
So I would like to tell about first, benefits. Benefits are mainly because I had been both in cities as well as in villages. This village school is my first school. So I could understand, I could clearly identify what is the benefit over here. Benefit is they are very loving, and they behave just like a family. That's why we call this Siddhartha family. They join us for everything. Financial constraints might be there, but still, if there is a school function, at the time when we were having structured classrooms, in every committee, parents were included, and they used to keep everything away for coming to school as if it was their function. And whether it is sports day, annual day, everywhere in each committee, parent support will be there, executive members will be there. We have given them different posts for different classes as executive committee members, and they take it as pride. And they consider studying, if their child is studying in Siddhartha Central School, they say it with pride that my child is studying in Siddhartha Central School. So that is the pride that we have. We can say that this is a benefit. They all feel that, yeah, this school is good, and they acknowledge, and they behave like they are the brand ambassadors of Siddhartha. So that is
That's
a benefit.
lovely.
Then challenges, if I say, the main challenge is financial constraint. Financial constraint is the main challenge. Even though they wish to study in a CBSE school, even though our fees are not very high, but still they have difficulty. Again, they contribute their full for first priority for studying in Siddhartha Central School. But there are cases at times when they feel that they are not able to. But in such cases, our manager look into and see whether it is a genuine case. And many of the cases, they are being given free education too. And next important constraint is reaching them by contact. If we send messages and all, many times they may not look into. So class teachers will have to make regular calls and make it clear that they have to be, doing it. And since it is a rural area, parents are not techno savvy, but students are techno savvy. So parents are not
Students are
able
gearing up for technology now. Yeah.
Yes,
No, very
they are
true.
not.
Very true. Very true. So, how do you? What's your philosophy of leadership? How do you describe yourself as a leader? What's your leadership style?
I basically follow democratic style. That's my basic style. I believe that in every person there's a leader, and that leadership has to be explored. In every case, every person has to play this leadership role at one time or the other. Every time, every person is a leader. So for that leadership, how we can explore is I do SWOT analysis, identify the qualities of the teachers, and give them opportunities for exhibiting their potentialities, and through that they grow. So when they grow, it is institutional growth too. And then I also believe in keeping a smile in the face so that they will be approachable, they feel approachable, and they'll be able to discuss, and they also will be able to solve their problems. They can interact and they can solve their problem, and at the same time I can decline with a smile too. And I do believe in setting a track for everything. So when we set a track for everything, like certain things which are very common, which are commonly done, for all those we set a track and we try to put everybody into that track, but with their democracy. If there is any, they are free to give the suggestions with the democracy. But during the pandemic time, I had to shift my style to transformational style. And the
That's
need
interesting.
was, I was aware of the online teaching. By 2000 itself, I learned online teaching. So I was aware about the facts, and I was aware that many of the teachers have not even touched the laptop. For the first time they were touching. So in such case, I had to push them out of the comfort zone and streamline them into the track. So during that time, I had to shift to a transformational style.
So that's a big challenge because I was about to look at you as a regional school, and when you say that teachers were not so computer friendly, this is the first time they were looking at a laptop and working through that system. How smooth was
Yes.
that transition? I'm sure that's not going to be very smooth, but how did you manage? Because for the last almost 1.5 year now, it's all been online
Yes.
teaching.
It was not smooth, but there was dedication. That is the quality of the people in rural area. They were very much dedicated. We had vigorous training done. In that training, they were ready for it. They were ready for the training. We have to start training them right from facing the camera, recording the classes. It was 24 hours training. I must say they were working 24 hours for getting into the streamlined. There were cases where they were finding it difficult, but in those cases, we let them free for a while and then allowed them to come back to the track. So we gave them that freedom for coming, but it was very essential that they have to come into the track very quickly. So the training worked out. We had a technological team also, and our management provided laptops for each teacher. It was bought in bulk and it was provided as a school resource. It was provided to each teacher so that they can sit at home and work on it. And online guidance was given whenever they were in need. Online guidance was given. So that is how
That's
we
very
were.
nice. Where do you see yourself as a school in the next, say, 10 years? Uh,
So
with this
next
whole
10
technology
years.
and the issues that we are facing, where do you see yourself as a school in 10 years?
So within this 1 year, the transformation is just a metamorphism, I must say. With 1 year, this much of metamorphism, if it can take place, within 10 years, I assure I'll be having global leaders. And Siddhartha will be
That,
surely turning into a global school where right now itself, within this 1 year itself, we are having students from foreign countries. We are having students from Gujarat. We are having students from Punjab. We are having students from Eastern side and all. So within 10 years, I'm sure even foreigners will be studying in Siddhartha. Siddhartha will be turning into a global institute, I'm sure. And I am also sure that we will be the brand ambassadors of SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, because we are adhering to Sustainable Development Goal and we're giving too much of importance for Sustainable Development Goal. We have 17 ambassador students who work on it and they give speeches regarding it and they come into the field and work on it. And anything related to SDG comes, even teachers as well as students. They're always working and targeting to reach the target by 2030. Everybody are doing their bit for it. And later, we all will be techno savvy, and I'm sure that we'll be having innovative ambassadors, experiential learning, and all those will be put into. So we are putting NEP into track, and that is the initial. We have already into NEP, and I'm sure that NEP will be implemented very effectively in our school.
so technology has affected both teaching and learning in your school, and I think it's a matter of, and it's the same thing in every school, whether you're in a big city or a small city. I understand as a regional, you're in a regional location, a school, you have those challenges. But how has technology, whatever limited that you've started and you experimenting with, how has it changed or affected the teaching and the learnings in the school?
At the time when we were not having sea route, at that time we used to consider sea route as a barrier between the continents. But now when we have technology, the challenges are faced just because we are considering online as a barrier. But if we consider online teaching, I would consider online teaching to be as a bridge between the continents or bridge between the teacher and the students. Think about our students' life is more important. Education is equally important. So they have to grow as global leaders. If we are not able to connect with them, how can we nurture them? So online is the only mode. I would say that it's a boon that we have got. And we wouldn't have explored online opportunities to this extent if COVID had not come. And even if when COVID disappears, I'm sure this online will continue and it will be having its own space.
I totally agree, and I think probably the pandemic has exposed us to the right use of technology and what we can do with technology. Whether it's the learning, whether it's delivering classes, it's sending your homework to you through a system, and so many other things. I think it's teacher training and all that stuff. How important do you think is to change the mindset of the teachers from a very teaching centric to learning centric methodologies?
Exactly, sir. So, if we think about like when a teacher teaches, who learns? If we ask this question, majority of them answer will be what? What do you feel, sir? When a teacher teaches, who learns? What do you feel, sir?
It's I think both the teachers learn themselves a lot more, and I think it's also the students who are gaining from that.
Yes, actually, the real learning happens only for the teacher. For the students, there is no learning happening. For student, then what is happening? For student, there's only listening and understanding. When does the real learning takes place? Real learning happens only when the student spends time, personalized time, individualized learning. When it happens only at that time, the real learning takes place. So what we have done in our school is we had a flipped room. So we started having a flipped room where students started teaching topic which they learned online. They put the blackboard at home. I could find even the KG students, they were draped in saris and they started imitating teachers and they were handling classes. They were exclusively well. They did extremely well. And then later what we did is we said teaching challenge for every subject, we'll be giving you 10% fee concession. And for this 10% fee concession, the learning outcome was perfect. So this flipped role really worked out. So it is really important that the mindset of the teacher has to change, that the methodology has to be for the learner-centric. outcome should be assessed. How much does the child learn? So this methodology really works out for it.
So do you think the teachers have been able to adapt to this new model that you have?
Yes, they are able to. Because transformation, as I told you earlier, it is just like a metamorphosis. They have, changed a lot. Even their teaching style, they have improved a lot. They have come out of their comfort zone, and technologically, they have become very much skilled. They start doing their own editing. According to their independence, they started working. Everybody comes with some or the other new technological ideas, and they have their own presentation style. It has improved a lot.
That's interesting. So, I have another very interesting question for you. This is something which we see in India normally a lot, where we know that a lot of students tend to choose an incorrect stream and they realize it quite later
Yes.
that, look, this stream was not meant for me. I could have done science or I could have done commerce. How do you deal with this as a school? Are you able to solve this at an early stage in the school?
Yes, we are. We are able to. The thing is, we do SWOT analysis and Johari window together, where multiple intelligence of every child is being identified by the teacher, and the teaching learning process is done in such a manner that every child gets the learning outcome utilizing the dominant intelligence of the child. And we give importance for the what do you call passion.
Mhm.
We inform the students that if the career has to be right, if the career chosen to be has to be right, it has to match correctly with what their passion is, what their talent is, attitude, aptitude, value, as well as the demands. So if it matches correctly with that, really there is use for getting into the career. So right from smaller classes, this dominant intelligence, multiple intelligence, and then participating, making them to participate and do the activities based on exploring these qualities is been done, is been analyzed, and it has been reported to the students that you are good in this. We have analyzed and we give them trophies and all for their capabilities, improvement in the capabilities. So if this is correctly matching and if we're nurturing this, they will not be going into the wrong stream. And going into the wrong stream also happen only by the parental pressure. Right from the smaller classes, if we are also giving importance for giving value to the to every job, and we tell them that you needn't have to be job seekers. We should not be career guide. We have to be career coaches. And it's not that we should be telling that you should choose this stream, you are good in this. We are not the ones who are supposed to tell that you have to do this. Instead, we have to help the child, support the child to identify what is the future career options. If we start telling that this is the option which is suitable for you, the child will be planning for that, and ultimately what will happen is maybe the job does not exist at the time when the child grows to that level. It might disappear.
Correct.
Students of that particular age group are the ones who can foresee the future career. I must say that we should not interfere with their choices, what they want to do. We should not really interfere with what their choices are, because they are much better than us for knowing what is the future options. We have to just equip them to explore the options. And another thing which can be done is we give them tasks by telling them to give a new name for a blue collar job, turn into a white collar job. Like, for example, a cook can be chef. So any job, if we are turning into a white collar, we give a job title. We ask them to give a job title. So when they give it a job title, the blue collared activity, job turns into white collar job. So every job becomes important, and it only matters how much they can earn out of it. Using the dominant intelligence, any field can be taken to a greater levels. It's
Yes, no,
possible.
that's very interesting, and I think it's a very good initiative you've taken. I think part of this takes me to the next question. I think teachers play a very important role because they have a much more engaged relationship with the students, much more longer relationship with the students. Do you think at
Yes.
your school teachers have been able to do that? Do they play that crucial role? Have you been able to support them according?
Yes, as I have told them not to tell them what you have supposed to do. We have to equip them to identify what they are supposed to explore. We have to make them to stand on their own feet. I do this right from KG. Right from KG, when they were in the structured classroom also, I used to initiate them to come to the auditorium with their small chairs. When they have small meetings and all, they carry their own chair. So according to their capability, they have to do their own task. We give them small tasks. At different level, we give them different tasks. So they have to stand on their own feet and do things of their own. And exploring the career option also should be done by themselves. We only give them the pathways. These are the ways how we can explore. We give them guidance. Yes, these are the options. We come across some of the dates, important dates for the examinations. We tell them these are the important dates for the examinations. You can explore even more. When we show them the path, they explore even better than what we can do, because they are the future leaders.
But
This
do you
I
have
got it from my own experience.
okay.
Yes.
So do you have career counseling
Correct.
that you do, whether it's done online? Do you invite people in the campus? Do you have anything, things that can give more encouragement to these students? Have you used technology in career counseling? Has that been helpful?
Yes, we are doing that also. We're doing career counseling also. Individual personal counseling also has been done. When they enter into +1, +2, we are having individual counseling, not pressurizing them for anything, just for knowing what is their option, what is their choice. If they want to get any choices, they seek help, we show them, we give them help. Otherwise, whatever the child chooses, for that, we give them all the options. We give them personal guidance. We give them open. It is said that 24 hours you have the option to ask the questions related to any career or any future options what they're having. It has been shown, and even we called career gurus, and we gave an interactive session with them, so they can ask the questions one-to-one, clear it up. Even alumni who is doing well, we call them, and they get a chance to interact with them. There is options. We find everything, but more importance I give is doing it themselves, exploring themselves, because they are the ones who know future better than us. Because with job, we say from our side, our end, our age. They will find it out from their age.
I agree. Yes. And it's good to see the school and you as a leader playing such an important role in trying to improve all aspects of the school and making a huge difference in these students' life. My last question to you is, how do you inspire these students? At the age at year 11th and 12th, they're looking at completely new world, going to colleges, trying to see where they can get admission, how they can study. How do you inspire them at that level?
We do inspire them by showing the role models of our own students, and also we inspire them by their potentialities, their success. We give them, trophies, certificates, and all. Then and off, we keep on motivating with that. And every small task they complete, we do motivate them, and we give them a time schedule, systematic time schedule. The readiness to come into the online classes, because I could find that in many of the schools you can find that they wake up and come in front of the screen and they come and sit. But we have made a system right from the beginning that you have to come and sit in the front of the online class in uniform. That readiness has to be shown. So when they come and sit like that, they have a systematic schedule that has been monitored also. 11 and 12, they wake up at 4:45 and they give a good morning message to the coordinator. And then they watch the video within a specific time. Next question goes, and when the question goes, they have to answer that question within the specific time. Then we have online session. During the online session, they have to have interaction and the doubt clearance. And they have a specific schedule for it, which is going, well in advance and very systematically. So they are aware of what they are doing and how far they have reached and what they have to do next. They are aware.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So, look, thank you very much for your time. It's been a great learning for us, to understand what you can do in so far away. And I think I can see the leadership there. I can see the transformation you're trying to build in that school. And we feel that will certainly help in the next 5 to 10 years to go from there. Some of your initiatives are brilliant. I think they're very good on educating children on the environment and their own home environment, how to deal with it. And we wish you best of luck. So thank you very much for your time and giving us all the insights.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity for speaking. This is a big platform. Thank you.